When you give a goal to your team members and give them a free hand to operate, of course, some guidance is required.
Right.
Because you are a practical man, you teach them how to do practically, and you give them free hand. During my tenure in Silchar, I was a visiting faculty to NIT Silchar, so it is there in my blood. I enjoy giving training to the people and clarifying their doubts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I am Rajesh Joshi, and today we are truly honored to have a distinguished veteran of the automotive industry joining us. With over 4 decades of experience across major automotive giants like Tata Motors, Toyota, and Mercedes Benz, he has made remarkable contributions to after sales service and technical administration in multiple countries, including Oman and India. He has been instrumental in driving operational excellence and innovation through his leadership and expertise in this dynamic field. Thank you for being here, Mr. Mihir Kumar Bal, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and my greetings to the viewers.
Mr. Mihir, you've had an incredible career journey spanning over 4 decades, working with major automotive brands like Tata Motors, Toyota, and Mercedes Benz, both in India and Oman. Could you share some of the pivotal moments that really shaped your leadership style? And how do you approach managing after sales service?
Well, I consider myself lucky to have worked with great leaders, great bosses, and mentors who have given me free hand in taking decisions, and that is the cornerstone. First and foremost, I have worked with bosses, those who are really practical in their attitude, in their approach, and which I later learned, as Japanese call it Genshi Genbutsu. When you have to resolve a problem, you go to the spot and do it yourself, observe yourself. Second point that I feel the pivotal point is giving free hand. When you give a goal to your team members and give them a free hand to operate, of course, some guidance is required.
Right.
Because you are a practical man, you teach them how to do practically, and you give them free hand. There comes the concept of service leadership. You help others grow, you help others achieve their target. In Toastmaster parlance, we call it service leadership.
Right.
These are my learnings, and when you do that, your team will produce results which you'll be proud of.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mr. Mir. It is fascinating to hear how those experiences have shaped your leadership style. I'm sure many of our listeners can take inspiration from those pivotal moments that you mentioned. Mr. Mir, we have touched on the key moments that shaped your leadership journey. But another crucial aspect of your career has been your role in training and guiding. You've conducted training sessions and workshops for service teams across various sectors, including the army and paramilitary forces. Those environments must have been intense, where effective communication and knowledge transfer were vital. How did you ensure that the training you provided was effectively absorbed and applied in such high stakes settings?
Well, uh, I'm grateful to Tata Motors for training me as a trainer.
Uh-huh.
And I have been taking classes in Management Training Center in Jamshedpur for the shop floor people from other divisions. And subsequently in the field, we have to train our customers, not only paramilitary forces and military forces, also other fleet customers like state transport undertakings. Yes, they are very challenging because considering the remote areas they are located in Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura.
Right.
So when you go there, we go fully equipped, but all preparations done. at the end, there may be situations where you will have to manage with some shortages here and there. But once you go there and stay with them in their officers' camps and all that, you have to sort out the issues, train them, make them practice again and again till they get satisfied. There is no question that you say, Ki, I'll do it next time. No, that is not there. You have to manage with whatever resources you have. You have to tell them the alternative procedures if they have some shortages and resolve the issue and train them to the core. We allow,
Right.
we have all aggregates that practice aggregates we carry, and we ask them to practice. There are issues, there are shortages, there are breakages, but at the end of the day, it should solve their problem. They will not leave you without you solve their problem. So that is one way of doing it. And also, I have a little bit of flair for training. During my tenure in Silchar, I was a visiting faculty to NIT Silchar. So it is there in my blood. You know, I enjoy giving training to the people and clarifying their doubts. So from that point of view, it was challenging, definitely, but also very satisfying.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mr. Mayor. And as you rightly said, that training is something which is ingrained in your DNA, and you enjoy. The importance of training obviously plays such a crucial role in operational success. There's no doubts about that. So, given your extensive experience in product evaluation in overseas testing grounds, could you share your insights on the key factors that contribute to successful product development?
Sure. To put it in a simple way, a product will sell if it fulfills the requirement of the customers or consumers. So, if a consumer needs certain things, certain features, certain performance parameters, you have to cater to those. For example, I can quote an example.
Yes,
See,
please.
high-speed driving is not very common in India.
Right.
When I say high-speed driving, it is not driving at high speed. High-speed driving is defined if you drive continuously above 75% of the maximum vehicle speed.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum vehicle speed is not the odometer. Maximum vehicle speed is the for the engine, for the vehicle, which is stipulated in the owner's manual. If you drive above 75% of the maximum vehicle speed continuously for 2 hours, that is termed as high-speed driving. Okay.
Okay.
Now, those high-speed drivings all said and done, in spite of our good highways and all that, it is not very common in India. But in Middle East, it is very common. So in high-speed driving, NVH, that is noise, vibration, and harshness, that plays a very big role.
Right.
For example, there are certain performance characteristics which you don't find anything lacking on Indian roads. But if you drive at very high speed, like say 120 plus, then, then all those characteristics will appear, like vibration, harshness, imbalance, everything will play out, including wind noise. If there
Okay.
is a crosswind, wind noise. So when we test vehicles for our customers in Middle East, we check those parameters. Of course, considering the vehicle comfort and safety. Safety is first. There is no compromise on safety. But
Right.
at the same time, the person driving at that speed should be able to easily maneuver, should be comfortable, not that there is too much of bouncing and all that. So we basically try to test the vehicles like our customers and tell this may be noticed by customer, this may be objected by customer, this may put customer into a lot of inconvenience, unnecessary noises, sounds and all that. So that is the basic parameter that we evaluate for support for product development for our customers.
So it's absolutely fascinating. So just for my knowledge and obviously for the knowledge of our viewers, if an Indian company, if an Indian automotive company is manufacturing cars that are going to be sold in the Middle Eastern markets, so the testing parameters will be different.
It has to be different if you want to market your vehicles there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And
Definitely.
then the ratings will also be different?
Yes, they have to be different.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay,
See, for
okay.
example, I'll give an example. Toyota, they have got many spec vehicles. Same vehicle like Land Cruiser.
Right.
Like Land Cruiser, what they sell in Middle East is different spec than what they sell in Europe or USA or in Australia.
Okay.
One example I can give, say suppose in Australia and in most part of Europe, they pool caravans. They go on long journey, pool caravans, and so
Right.
tow bar capacity has to be more. Similarly, suppose in Middle East, all roads are not monitored by radar. Wherever there is no radar, they
Mhm.
really thick.
Okay.
Because in Middle East, they love driving. They enjoy driving.
Okay. Okay.
Suppose somebody takes 2 hours to fly and 6 hours to drive. If he has a Lexus, he will prefer to drive because they love driving. And
Okay.
when they do that beyond the city limits, speeds is the maximum vehicle speed. Is the maximum vehicle speed. They go very close to, even on Land Cruiser and all that, they're very close to 200.
Oh my.
And in Lexus LS 460 or LS 400, they really cross it. The roads are so good, you are comfortable driving at that speed. So yes, it has to be different. Otherwise,
My goodness, my goodness. This is unthinkable in Indian conditions. It's, I mean, even if one would want to, or even if there were conditions, I am 100% sure this is unthinkable. I hope someday, I mean, with your expertise in terms of product development and obviously bringing in all the technology, well, one day maybe Indians will also enjoy the thrill of driving at 200 and above. Who knows? Sir, your experience in testing Lexus, Toyota, Daihatsu vehicles at TTC in Japan, AARC in Australia, ARTC in Taiwan has given you valuable insights into vehicle performance under different situations. The vast hands on experience in varied testing scenarios has surely garnered useful data on these models, capabilities, and limits. This brings me to an important question. How have Lexus, Toyota, Daihatsu vehicle testing outcomes at TTC in Japan and AARC in Australia improved future vehicle design and performance?
right. Well, um, product evaluation testing is a very vast subject.
Right.
However, I will deal with three topics, three main parameters. One
Mhm.
is the passenger comfort that takes you to the suspension. When you drive on all these test tracks, you have got different types of tracks: undulated roads, graded roads, sandy terrains, and all those. Okay.
Right.
Now, when you drive on undulated roads, if your suspension is stiff, you keep on getting the kicks, road shocks gets transmitted to the passenger compartment, which you will not like. In Japanese they call gotsu. Means the heat is on the buttocks. Your buttocks keep on, so that they will not like. Okay.
Okay.
Secondly, if the vibration, mild vibration is there, if
Mhm.
you feel on your belly, the belly will shiver. Keep on shivering. That is also
Right.
not very comfortable. It's not a good ride comfort. That is about the suspension. I'll touch only a few points because
Yes.
it's a very vast subject. Coming back to the brakes. Now, when you apply brakes in high speed, first of all, the vehicle should not skid. Number
Hmm.
two, there should not be any vibration, brake vibration.
Okay.
It is a brake vibration is highly uncomfortable, and skidding, you know that if there is a skid, you lose control. Temporarily,
Right.
you lose control of the vehicle. So that
Right.
they will not like. In different roads, we'll have to see whether the vehicle tends to skid or not during heavy braking.
Right.
Then, third point I would like to draw your attention is about the engine power and overtaking. That is a
Hmm.
big issue when you try to overtake a vehicle. And that takes us to the transmission, automatic transmissions. In
Right.
automatic transmission, when the gear shift takes place, you should not get any shift shock. If you get a shift shock, it is uncomfortable. The
Right.
moment you try to overtake, the moment you kick down, the gear should shift to the lower gear to give you additional torque. Now you should not get a jerk that time, because when you are trying to overtake and you get a jerk of the vehicle, you get panicky.
Right, right.
So the downshift as well as upshift shock should not be there. It should be smooth. So these are the three parameters mainly. See, your engine power is given. That is already they have decided this is the engine power will give, which is found to be sufficient for those kind of speeds. Now, suspension, brake, and transmission shift. These are the three parameters that we check. Apart from very high speed driving, in fact, in Australian Automotive Research Center, you can drive practically at very high speed, and sometimes they take us to areas that is center of Australia, that is Alice Springs. From Alice Springs to Pros Gap, almost 500 kilometers, no, almost no traffic, no radar. So there we do high speed testing. And there is another route, that is Alice Springs to Uluru, that is Ice Rock. So, and of course, they take sufficient amount of precautionary measures, like 5 kilometers ahead, there is a escort van. He will tell you there is a trailer coming. Otherwise, the traffic is very less in those routes.
Right.
So, these are the insights that I have found. That one, your vehicle power. Second is your transmission shift, upshift and downshift. And third is your comfort. And then fourth is your braking. Brake is a safety item, of course. Comfort and safety, it comes under that. But
Absolutely.
brake should be it should be as convenient to apply as much as possible. Because if you, while braking, while doing panic braking, your vehicle skids or your vibration takes, then it's highly uncomfortable. The driver may panic.
Right, right.
So these are the main parameters I would like to touch upon here, because it's a very vast subject.
Right. Absolutely, absolutely. It's impressive how these global insights have actually shaped innovation within the automotive industry, sir. Moving on now, sir. Managing PACP and legal cases in Oman between 2012 and 2019, particularly in the aftermath of the Arab Spring, likely required a deep understanding of both legal frameworks and societal dynamics. How did the socio-political shifts following the Arab Spring impact the way consumer protection disputes were resolved in Oman during your tenure, sir?
Yes. See, post Arab Spring, there was a shift towards consumerism. Some people say, to divert attention of the public, they became more consumer friendly and started this public authority of consumer protection and all that. We took it quite positively. And wherever there are consumer disputes, we go and present our case and it is sorted out. But social dynamics is that it became more consumer friendly. See, to give an example, suppose I say it is written in the agreement that he has to do periodic maintenance services with us and all that. Yeah, it is written, but he has signed. He doesn't read or write. Whatever you have told him papers, he has signed. Have you explained him? Have you explained? Who has explained? You have explained him, or who has explained him? Let him come and tell that he has explained. So it became so much that not only signing the agreement or papers, they became more consumer friendly, which ultimately a satisfied customer is our our gift to us. So we also took it very positively and tried to resolve whatever cases went there.
Wow, must have been phenomenally challenging. I mean, this particular thing of actually proving, has somebody explained to me what I have signed on, must have been definitely challenging, sir.
Among all GCC countries, Arab Spring was there in most GCC countries, and there was a shift towards consumerism. But Oman was the only country where PACP cases were treated as criminal cases against individuals. And in fact, I had talked to Ministry of Manpower and asked them, why do you make it against the individual? Because we are working under a company. He said, no, it's not like that. See, for every visa, work visa, that your company has taken approval from us.
Okay.
And why we have given approval? Because we have shortage of those skills, and we have assigned you your employment for a particular responsibility. So you are singularly responsible. Criminal cases cannot be filed against the company; it has to be filed against the individuals.
My goodness.
So to an extent, because all our work visas are approved by the Ministry of Manpower, I
Right.
understood. Then he says, "Ki you have to do your job. You know what is your job. You have to do it honestly and sincerely." Okay, all cases we used to go there and present our case, and then whatever they say, as I said, there was a shift to consumerism. Suppose there is a customer who complained about a particular vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, all vehicles of that model exhibit similar characteristics. So we told other customers are not complaining, but he is complaining. Then they'll say, look, you are selling thousands of vehicles, but this customer has got one vehicle and he has a problem. Can you not solve his problem? Which is very positive way of resolving customer complaints, and 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 we get a chance to expand our customer base. So we take
Right.
it positively.
Right. Absolutely. It's fascinating how you navigated those unique challenges, sir. Moving on, sir, just to following up with what we discussed so far, we understand that you handle consumer and legal case related to product liabilities in overseas markets. How do these cases differ from those in India, and what unique challenges do you encounter in managing them?
Right. Okay. All said and done, I would like to say that they are very impartial. Okay. In the sense, the authorities, I have even attended a couple of cases in the military court, because all Royal Oman police cases, they are handled by military court, not by civil court. So, for
Right.
example, there was a failure on the engine in which the flywheel broke and went through the dashboard and hit the windshield glass. Okay, so luckily, had that piece of metal come closer by another 2-3 inches, should have killed the driver or the passenger, co-passenger, co-driver. Okay, so that case, luckily we had referred that case to our principal, and that case went to this, and the department had filed a complaint against the driver that because of his carelessness this happened. Whereas we knew that it is not because of the carelessness. The case went to military court, they called us. They told, see, we know that what was the fault there. They had machined the flywheel, which they are not supposed to do. And it is done by their own workshop, which they are not supposed to do. And because of that, the flywheel has broken. We knew that, but we have to tell in the court as much as they ask, not more, not less.
Right.
So they asked us, see, the department has filed a case against this man that because of his carelessness this happened. Have you referred the case to your principal? Yes. Have you sent the engine to Japan for test checking? Yes. Okay. So have they told this is because of carelessness? No, sir. You are sure? Have you got a report from your principal? Yes. Sir. Have they told it is because of carelessness? We said no, sir. They said okay, case is dismissed. So they are very impartial. Not that they want to penalize you for nothing, but the driver got released and we were also not penalized. So you have to be to the point. You have to straight. Do not try to give answers here and there. Then impartiality will prevail. The truth will prevail.
Right.
From that point of view.
Absolutely. That's really insightful, sir. Building on our discussion of operational excellence and innovation, the global shift towards sustainability is having a major impact on industries now. As companies adopt more sustainable practices, how do you see ESG principles shaping the future of automotive after sales service, particularly in emerging markets where the shift is gaining momentum?
Well, See, as far as the organized sector is concerned, the dealerships, the distributorships, they are more or less governed by the principles.
Right.
So, like hazardous waste, like like battery, tires, long life coolant, all those they have classified what are the hazardous material that we handle in the workshop, how to dispose them of. As far as Toyota, Lexus, and the Japanese manufacturer are concerned, they're very strict. Can you imagine a hybrid battery has to go back to Japan after it fails, because there is no recycling facility in Middle East. I am sure that in India, I have not heard of anybody who is recycled those batteries, electric vehicle or hybrid batteries. They have to be either scrapped, but again, even if you scrap, the disposal action has to be taken. It should not pollute our environment. So Japanese manufacturers, they are very strict, and Indian manufacturers are also strict. So dealerships and distributorships, no issues. They are almost in line. What I am worried is about the unorganized workshops, roadside workshops. See, they tend to dispose everything, on the soil and all that, polluting our groundwater and all that. So the major shift, okay, once we have in Middle East, we have got grade of workshops, A grade, B grade, C grade. What one supposed to do in terms of disposal, they check. Okay. Regional municipality, they come and check. But in India, I have not seen any authority checking those parameters. So in due course of time, that shift should be and will be towards streamlining the unorganized sector. Okay, their cost will go up, we agree. But then again, when we pollute environment, it is for the general public. Right. Everybody is not driving vehicle, few people are driving vehicle. But when you pollute for everybody. So that should not be and cannot be tolerated. So the major shift in India on after-sale service is probably and should be streamlining the unorganized sector. That is in my opinion.
Absolutely, sir. I mean, your point is definitely well taken. And yes, I am 100% sure that many people may not have really given a thought to what you have just said before listening to what you have just said, because this sounds oh, this is where we need to really, I mean, we can take one step, and it sounds like a brilliant idea that has just come up. It's a eureka moment, I'm 100% sure, for all those people working in this field and looking at various sources where you can actually contain this. That's absolutely a great insight, sir, coming from you. Taking this discussion forward, sir, we have explored various aspects of your impressive career, from leadership to sustainability. But looking ahead, the automotive industry is evolving rapidly, particularly with technological advancements. In terms of after sales service, what key trends do you think will drive the industry's future growth? And if you have to pinpoint one area where the most profound changes will happen in the next decade, what would it be? And how do you think professionals should be prepared for it?
You are right. See, whatever changes have happened in last 4, 5, 6 years, after a very long time. To give a brief background, electric motors were invented almost 100 years before the automobile or IC engines. But they could not be put into use. Very surprising. Okay. Now, IC engines we have covered almost such a long time. Battery technology has improved. Those days, in 30s probably, when attempt was made for electric vehicles, the batteries used to be huge. Carrying them was a problem. Charging was a problem elsewhere in the world. Even in India, of course, India we follow what others do. So far in automobile, we have not graduated to a stage of innovators, and lot of alternate fuels are being tried out. Hydrogen as a source of energy, different fuels to continue running IC engines. Okay, CNG is an example. There will be other things. And in the after sales field, if you ask me, alternate fuels, alternate source of energy in the production sector or design sector, and in the after sales service delivery. See, we have to really improve our service delivery to our customers.
Absolutely.
To give a little thought here, now you see, all customers are not unreasonable. I quote the gentleman in PSCP when he said, "You are selling thousands of vehicles. This man, one vehicle, he has a problem. Can you not solve his problem?" So with that spirit, some customers do take advantage, very few. They are very few, less than 1% maybe. So
right.
we need to improve our service delivery, not to provide any scope to customers to complain. All said and done, some customers may be unreasonable, but then when you are handling in a mass scale, we must satisfy that customer. Here again, I quote one of the Toyota's principles that they relocated a plant in US. Everybody agreed to relocate, but one family said no.
Okay.
They said, we will not violate any social norms. Whatever he wants, wherever he wants, we will relocate to his convenience. See, they had earmarked a place where they wanted to relocate, but that the family said, we will not go there. So you have to satisfy in terms of service delivery and customer satisfaction. There will be unreasonable cases. See, even in the US, suppose you buy some product, small product for $10. For 15 days or 7 days, you find that same product is sold for $5. You go to your shop and tell him that, see, he's selling for $5, you have taken $10. Then he is bound to give you back or give at that price or take back and return you the money. But such customers are less than 1%. So similarly, when you are serving a mass, you have to keep this in mind. Satisfying your customer is first and foremost. A regained customer stays with you. A regained customer stays with you longer than a normal customer. That is the thumb rule you have to operate.
Wow, wow. Absolutely. I mean, these are golden words. Mr. Mihir, the customer retention that you just mentioned, it actually cuts across industries. It's not necessary that we are only talking about an automotive product customer, but it actually cuts across industries. Yes, your take on customer satisfaction, customer experience, it's phenomenal. It's clear that staying ahead of these trends will be key for professionals looking to thrive in this rapidly changing landscape.
One point I should have included in ESG. See, we have talked about disposal,
right?
But we must think before producing a product. See, disposal is time consuming and of course it costs money, but we should try to produce products which can be easily recycled. Anything which cannot be recycled should not be produced, but this principle cannot be applied everywhere. I also know, everybody knows. So as far as possible, we should make products which are easily recyclable so that disposal does not pose a problem and we do not pollute the environment. This I want to add in this.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, and that's pretty important, logical, but one will have to actually check if it is commercially feasible across industries. It is not possible at this moment, but yes, it's a thought that I believe people can build upon. Maybe 10 years down the line, innovators will think of ways to try and produce something which is easily disposable without causing any harm to the environment or having any social impacts. That's absolutely great, sir. Mr. Mihir, as we move toward the last segment of our conversation, I would like to ask about your experience with Directors Institute. How has it helped you in your career and what impact has it had on your growth in the industry?
Fabulous, fabulous. See, the way they have taken us on this journey,
Mhm.
it is fabulous. See, initially when we enrolled, there was a little bit of delay in starting the whole thing, but once we started the journey, it is super fabulous. So much of support, so much of guidance. Really, I'm amazed.
Great, great. Thank you for sharing that. It's always great to hear such wonderful insights, sir. Your candid responses are truly appreciated, Mr. Mihir. Thank you once again for taking the time to join us today. We at Directors Institute wish you continued success and all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. That wraps up today's episode. We look forward to bringing you more inspiring stories and insights from remarkable leaders in our next episode. Until then, keep making an impact and enjoy your journey. This is Rajesh Joshi signing off. Thank you.